Okay, hi guys. We're back with the second to last semi-finalist, who's actually a finalist. And we're here from my favorite building in the world, the Harpa Concert Hall. And as I always do, I'll just give the word to our selected victim of the day to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your musical career so far.
Yes. Hi guys, my name is Gissur Páll Gissurarson. It's a very easy and common name for the whole world to, pronounce and understand. It's an old Viking name, I guess. Yeah.
Makes sense to Norwegians.
Yeah, probably. And I'm a professional opera singer. So I got my training here in Iceland, and then I went to Italy to study further, and I studied at the Conservatorio GB Martini in Bologna, and lived there for 7 years, and then I moved back. But as an opera singer, we do travel a lot, and that's my basic stuff.
It's your first time in Söngvakeppnin.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider taking part before?
Absolutely not.
No.
It actually took me by a great surprise. Yeah, because Jóhann Helgason, which is the songwriter, he called me one day, and I was at that time I was in Italy, and he asked me if I could just stop by and do a demo. So I said, well, unfortunately I'm in Italy, I'm in Florence in Italy, but I'll be back in a week. He said, oh, well, that might be a little bit late, and well, whatever, we'll just talk when you come back. But would you do it, to sing a demo for the song? I said, yeah, because he never talked about Eurovision in this content.
So you didn't know
so
what
I actually
it was
didn't
for?
know. No, we do a lot of demos for all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So I came back and I sang the demo the day after, and when I was actually leaving the studio, I said, is this for something special, or are you preparing a CD, or what's going on? So, oh yeah, it's for the Eurovision contest. Okay, I said, well, let's hope for the best. I know that here in Iceland they, I think we had like 300 entries.
It was a record.
Yeah, something like that. So I mean, I said, well, whatever, it'll never pass. It passed, and at that point I was, up to my head in work. It was December, and we have, usually we are very busy during December.
There are concerts everywhere in December here.
At least in Iceland, it's a crazy time for singers. And I was recording a opera aria album with the Icelandic Symphony Orchestra here in Harpa at the time, so I actually didn't answer or read or do anything with my emails or anything. I was just off. So when we finished it, it was close to Christmas, and I opened my email and okay, we're going to Eurovision. Okay, well, think. Ooh, well, why not?
Yeah,
why not? I mean, we'll just do it my way, and then it's going to be okay. And then we did the semi-final last Saturday, and we were elected to go to the finals here in Iceland.
You looked fairly shocked when they called your name.
I was just it's a surprise, and it's nice. I mean, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. So, but do you really have time to do this?
Yeah, well, we always find some time.
Because you remember, guys, he was running straight from the semi-final into another gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically how your life looks these days.
Yeah. Been running a bit around today, and luckily when we finish now, I'm having a rehearsal here in Harpa, so that's good.
That was a good idea to do it here then.
Yeah.
Have you been doing work with this composer before?
No, he called me. He's actually a very well-known songwriter in Iceland. Yeah. His splendor was in the 70s. He wrote a lot of music, and he was a very good, and he is a very good musician. So I mean, when he called me, he said, "Hi, it's Jóhann Helga. Could you blah blah blah? Would you? Oh, sorry, it's Jóhann Helga, the songwriter. I know who you are. I mean, I know you. It's no problem. Okay. So I mean, no, we have never worked together. No.
Yeah.
And actually, he told me later that he was actually taking a shower when the song came to him, which is a nice thing. Him taking a shower, thinking of the song, and then he thought this song is a song for a tenor voice, and he actually really wanted my tenor voice to sing it, so that was it.
Yeah.
why we are here.
Great. In Söngvakeppnin, all the songs have to be performed in Icelandic.
Yeah, here in Iceland.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Is there a chance that the song will stay in Icelandic if you should win the whole thing and go to Copenhagen?
Let's say that it might.
It might.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it might also be
We
translated.
have been talking about certain things, and you know, the funny thing is that with this song, it's a you know, crossover tenor ballad. So I mean, it would suit the song perfectly to be performed in Italian, which is my adaptive country. So yeah, but you know, I mean, that was just a kind of a joke.
So an Icelandic Eurovision entry in Italian.
It would be brilliant.
It would be amazing, actually.
People would, you know, maybe love it and maybe really hate it. So I mean, but I don't know. Maybe Icelandic, maybe English, maybe Russian, maybe whatever. I don't know. It'll.
Yeah, because I mean, you can choose language from.
Yeah. Actually, you're not supposed to do it in English. Nobody. No. So I mean, we don't know yet.
No.
We have been talking about it, and you know, somebody thinks we shouldn't sing it in English. Somebody thinks we should, and we haven't decided yet.
Because I mean, I'm a language freak, kind of.
Me too, actually.
Yeah, and I've always, well, ever since the last time, in '97, that Iceland performed in Icelandic, I've been thinking, okay, this year.
That was last year, wasn't it?
And last year, finally.
Yeah.
And I mean, the lyrics to your song is so beautiful in Icelandic.
Thank you.
So
Jóhann Helgason did the lyrics.
Yeah, he's a poet.
Yeah.
He is a poet more than a songwriter.
It's great to work with him.
Yeah.
He's really.
I can imagine.
Yeah, really nice.
We talked a bit before we turned the camera on about this interest around Eurovision here in Iceland.
Yeah.
Everyone watches it, just about.
Yeah.
And it seems that everyone has an opinion, whether it's positive or negative, but there are strong opinions to Eurovision. Did you grow up in a family where you watched Eurovision?
Well, let's say that I remember the Iceland's first entry, which was called Gleðibankinn. And Icelanders had like really high hopes and dreams for that specific song, and we became like 16th or something, which was a complete shock. I mean, obviously the world did not know how great this song was, you know.
Yeah, I mean it was. It's a really fun song.
I think this year actually was the year that Norway won.
It was in Norway.
Yeah. Was it in Norway?
Yeah,
oh, okay. So
it
was the year before. Yeah. Because I actually remember quite well the Norwegian song.
Oh, Ladesvinga.
Yeah, Ladesvinga. Yeah. that was it. I remember, you know, don't remember how old I was. I was like 7 or 6 or something like that, and we sung it all over. Both the Norwegian and then of course Gleðibankinn was a great hit.
That was huge here.
Yeah. So I mean, from that day on, we of course we watched it, and it's something that kids like. So I mean, until I was like 12 or something, I followed it to some point. But then I took place, you know, against it. I was like, oh my God, Jesus, Eurovision. But I mean, but still, I knew all the songs, and I always knew what was going on. And you know, usually you just can't miss it when the final evening is. I mean, it's something like that.
Someone else said it was almost like Christmas or maybe 17th of June.
Yeah.
What are you doing for Eurovision?
Yeah, I mean there are many people that don't follow Eurovision so much. They throw like Eurovision parties.
Yeah.
It's a great occasion to do something fun.
It's a fun night.
Yeah.
So having sort of at least followed it, do you have a favorite entry, like from any country, whatever year?
Yeah, well, I must, of course, I was so deeply and profoundly hit by Gleðibankinn.
Yeah.
I must say that was my favorite moment of all in Eurovision. So, but I liked Jóhanna Guðrún's entry, which was the song was "Is It True?" I think, yeah, and actually, what's his name again? The fiddler, Alexander Rybak. Yeah, I think that was a very Eurovision kind of song, and it worked very well.
That was a very difficult year. I think Johanna would have won in any other year.
Definitely, she was great. Yeah. And I've actually performed with both of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Because maybe you're in the same recording then, because I have a recording of the two of them singing some Christmas song.
Yeah, I was in a Christmas concert here in Löwenstedt, which was nice.
I'm trying to get him back. It would be nice now that I'm here. Okay, so you mentioned, well, you've actually answered both my follow-up questions, because I was going to ask you for an Icelandic favorite, and you gave me one, and a Norwegian one.
Yeah. Well, actually, two Norwegians, because I remember so well La de Sving.
Yeah,
that was great.
That's also a very fun song.
Yeah. It was. So.
We're going to stop. You're not going to have to listen to us much more.
It's okay.
But first, what kind of music do you listen to yourself?
This is a great question. I mean, usually I just listen to music. I mean, I'm a great fan of jazz music, and I love jazz trios. And I mean, if you would have asked me like 4 months ago, I would tell you that I don't like saxophone jazz, but now I love it. And I'm a really, I just listen a lot, and yeah.
Do you have any favorite artists?
Yeah, of course, a lot of them. I'm a great fan of then I must tell you, I listen a lot to classical music too. Mostly, I think my favorite era in classical music would be the classics. And the romantic era. I mean, Beethoven and Mahler and stuff like that. And then of course opera. I listen a lot to opera. And when you study to be an opera singer, you go to class, you talk about other singers, then you go home and you listen to other singers, and then you go back, you sing, talk about other singers, and then listen to them. I mean, it's so you must be completely out of your mind and crazy to do it. But I don't know. Sometimes I listen to. I love to when I have a busy days. I love to come home and turn on my humongous stereo, weighing like 120 kilos or something, with tube amplifiers and all the stuff.
Aww.
And I listen to Goldberg variations, Bach, which is really soothing and nice. And, Schubert and stuff like that.
Just to be
or I listen to Chet Baker or Dave Brubeck or something, jazz music. But maybe I'm not so much into pop music, but I really love. I'm always so happy when I hear good pop music, which is there's a lot of good pop music, but given the quantity we have of pop music versus the quantity of classical music, of course something. You dislike a little bit more of what is produced in great masses. So but the basic line, bottom line, and the basic fundamental thing is that music is just music. So and we always what musicians do, singers, people in music, we're trying to transmit feelings and make people feel good or sad, moving people. So. If you do it with opera music, if you do it with jazz music or bass and drum, or drum and bass, or whatever, or techno music, music can be moving in whatever form it is performed. So the bottom line is that you have to be, when you perform, you have to be there for the people you're performing for. And I think that's something all good musicians do. Even though they may be not aware of it, it's something.
So is the emotion more than the music itself?
Yeah, I
completely
think that the music and emotion is kind of something combined, completely combined.
Yeah.
So it's something there. I just love music. I'm always listening to something.
Yeah. So. But when you're not preparing for Eurovision, how would your everyday life look?
Well, I'm a married man, happily married, and I have 2 wonderful daughters. So usually the morning, I'm lucky because I never have to attend any work activity until like 10 o'clock or something like that.
That sounds lovely.
So my younger daughter is still in kindergarten, and we are not, I don't have to bring her 9 o'clock in. So we often hang around and do some fun stuff, and you know, I spend time with my kids during the morning. Then I go usually until around, you know, midday. I do rehearsals with people or at home. Then I usually run around. I mean, here in Iceland we have this great tradition of performing live music at funerals, which gives it really, you know, intimate and you know what. It's a very nice tradition.
We do that in Norway as well.
Yeah, so I sing a lot at funerals, and I actually just came from a funeral, and that's a very demanding job. I mean, it's this one time only, and you just have to pull it. I mean, that's usually, and then of course, I mean, in between I meet people, and I'm usually on the run. Reykjavik is not a big city in population, but it's very vast.
Yeah.
So I drive like 50 kilometers a day just in the city or something like that. And yeah, so I mean, I'm always on the run, and there's a lot to do, a lot of things.
So if you should go to Eurovision, then you will actually have a couple of weeks that will be fairly relaxing.
Yeah, yeah. But usually, I mean, if I go on you know, some what do you call it, assignments abroad. Usually that's like I prepare before I leave. And then it's rehearsals, and between rehearsals and the performances, it's a lot of dead time because I don't have family and friends to attend. So that's
in Eurovision there will be a lot of crazy people like me wanting to talk to you all the time, so there will be no dead time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've actually, before I took the final decision, I called Eyþór Ingi, the winner from last year, and we met and had a nice long talk. And so he informed me about everything. But I mean, it's something if performing artist does not love to you know, go with you know, flow and the promotion and all the interest, I mean, we should find another job.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so as I always do with these interviews, will you sing for us?
Of course, I mean, yeah.
Great.
It's not a Eurovision song that comes first to mind.
Okay.
But it's one of my all-time favorites. It's been sung throughout the world in many languages. Okay,
so before we get some wonderful singing here, I just want to say thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us.
Hopefully we will meet in Copenhagen.
Yes,
that would be
great. It would be really nice doing a winning interview with you after the final. So best of luck in the final.
Thank you very much.
And I'll leave it all up to
you. So that's I just. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
So it's like. Che bella cosa, una giornata al sole, un'aria serena dopo una tempesta, bell'aria fresca, pareggiana e festa. Che bella cosa, una giornata al sole, ma non tu sole, più bello in me, o sole mio, stai di fronte a te, o sole mio, stai di fronte a te, stai di fronte a te. Okay, really good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, was that amazing or what?
So that's my business.
That's your business.
Yeah.
Good business it is.